And welcome to the UK and Ireland Minnesota Vikings Fan Club podcast. I am your host and fan club president, Big Deal Rich. I am joined tonight by the original three amigos. I think that's fair to say. Vice president, all-round nice guy, and can I have a drum roll? Someone do me a drum roll. The Minnesota Vikings International Fan of the Year, John Macdonald. We are also joined by our charity lead, Reece Field, and our content lead, Tom Perry Jones. Say hello, gentlemen.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello, gentlemen.
The order is written on the flipping running order. You know what you're supposed to do it in.
I have two jobs, okay? Read the running order and press record. I've not done this for 2 months. I made a mistake and I kind of closed one.
John, say the thing.
Hello, gentlemen.
Well, that was a great start. Great. Well, it was a great
We're
start.
We're a bit out of practice here.
We are a bit out of practice, but we did get finally to introduce our Minnesota Vikings International Fan of the Year, John Macdonald. We will get onto that and ask you some questions about that in a moment. Other things on the episode today. We are legal tampering. Is that what they call it? Legal tampering is open. You're allowed to tamper as much as you want legally. And some people have been moving around. We're going to talk about that. People have come to the Vikings. People have left the Vikings. People have gone to some other teams. Let's talk about that. As always, deals happen like 1 minute after legal tampering opens, as if illegal tampering has never happened. Ridiculous. And we are going to go through fan club end of season award winners. We have tallied and totaled the votes that have come in, and we have got the winners of that. And I think that should probably do it. We should have enough to talk about in those sections. So let's get on with it. Let's just get straight down into it. The most exciting news is John is Minnesota. It makes me smile every time I say it. John is our Minnesota Vikings International Fan of the Year. John, tell us how it happened.
It happened when I was on a standard call with the Minnesota Vikings front office. What I thought was a standard call to discuss our plans going forward. But unbeknownst to me, I was set up by Rich, who had known for about a month that I was the International Fan of the Year.
Very, very difficult to keep quiet. I like to talk. I like to talk about things. I like to talk about the Vikings. This was big news.
Yeah, it was very nice of Blake Cashman to jump on the call and tell me that I'd won International Fan of the Year, waking up extremely early for where he was. It was like 6 a.m. for him, waking up to tell me. But yes, very exciting stuff going forward, and I'm looking forward to Pittsburgh and going to the draft.
When Keisha told me, Keisha's our contact to the Vikings, when Keisha told me that you were International Fan of the Year, one most amazing news ever. Then she said, you're not allowed to tell anyone for like 4 weeks. And I was like, not the best thing ever. And then one thing that you guys listening to the show might know, but some people won't know, is that John works nights and absolutely hates it when we have to reorganize something whilst he's been asleep and then wakes up to something that's been reorganized. Anyway, Keisha messaged me and said, we need to get John on a call. And I was like, okay. She's going to get and she says, I'm going to get Blake Cashman on a call as well. I was like, that's absolutely fine. I can organize that. I can be coy. We can get him on a call. So we organized it for a Thursday night at 7:00. And then about 5:30 the same day, she messaged me and said, Blake Cashman's in Hawaii and he can't make 7:00 GMT. Can we do it tomorrow night when we're a little bit more organized? And I was like, now I'm going to have to tell John that we're moving a meeting. And will he be so annoyed that he won't turn up to the next meeting? So then I had to add stuff to the story. I was like, Lauren was poorly, so I had to go pick her up. And then the next thing was Keisha had called a meeting that he had to be there, definitely. We were talking about plans for next season. Anyway, managed to get him back on a call. And then the roux was set. Everyone sort of went blank. Blake Cashman came up on the screen. Absolutely outstanding stuff. You said you're going to the draft. What's happening with this? I mean, I know what's happening, but
you know what's happening because you're coming with me.
Like I have no idea what's the plan with this draft thing that you're talking about?
Yeah, the NFL fly out all international fans of the year, put them up for the entire draft. We've got tickets to the inner circle for all 3 days. So yeah, I get to meet Roger Goodell on the Wednesday, where I'll be handed my International Fan of the Year jersey. Every International Fan of the Year gets their own jersey with International Fan of the Year on the back. So yeah, it's been brilliant. Yes, I'm still getting used to it, but still not stopped smiling.
Such cool news. And John, I think you are starting some like YouTube shorts that we're going to be putting on our YouTube channel, documenting the journey as we go along. I will be playing cameraman, as John has very kindly invited me as his +1 to the draft, all because I said that I would be the cameraman for the YouTube series whilst we're going out there. Tom, I know you're very annoyed about this.
Absolutely ridiculous. The cheek of it.
I mean, I get. I mean, I know why I'm going, because I'd be even more than useless or less than useless. Tom would be great at the draft because there's anyone out there who you want to be there supporting you as the Vikings draft the player with the most ridiculous, difficult name to pronounce. It's Tom Harry Jones that you want with you.
I know we're going to draft a punter now.
Yes, that'll be, and that's a nice segue into free agency news. Thank you very much, John. Almost like we practice this, but we never do. So we're going to go. We will talk about pretty much every episode. We'll talk about what is next on John's many adventures of International Fan of the Year. But again, I'd just like to stop before we go to free agency and say there has never been a man more deserved of International Fan of the Year than John Macdonald. The things that you do for this community, the things that you do for Vikings fans, the things that you do for the UK NFL scene is unrivaled. And congratulations again.
I totally agree. And I want to say it's been a long time coming. We always say like we want to nominate John like every year, but to be honest, the nomination procedure is a bit rubbish. So I always get put off by it. But, you know, John being able to back himself this year to say, look, I've cycled from Dublin to London and raised £4,000 for Mind. Being and that on top of being the founder of this amazing club that we've got, being like vice president and probably like lifetime president, like once he gives it all up, like, you know, it's the right call, and we should all be more like John.
That's very eloquently put, TPJ.
Thank you very much for those kind words, guys. I just want to say thank you for everyone who's reached out to me. Sorry if I've not got back to you personally, everyone, but as you can imagine, when the news came out, my phone pretty much exploded with news from me, with notifications and messages. But thank you, everyone, for the kind words over the years. Yeah,
I only found out because I intercepted an email that came into our inbox. But no, it's perfectly deserved, and also it goes very, very well with that nice October Fan Club of the Month award that we won. Yes, unfortunately, I have to say we didn't win international. Oh no, we didn't win. Not international. We didn't win Vikings Fan Club of the Year, which is a shame. We lost out to the Tampa Vikings, but you know they obviously have done. I think our vote went to them.
Worthy winners.
Yeah. We should have just not voted.
I just stuck a funny pair of glasses on and voted for ourselves. There's always an option. But yeah, again, many congratulations, John. It was me. You know, I've worked with you now for I think it's 4 or 5 years. I've been involved with this glorious community, and it's been every part brilliant. You know, this is why we stick around because of people like John. So yeah, really, really great to celebrate. Well deserved.
Thank you. all.
This was your first. This is your first time putting in for it as well, John. Because for years we've been saying, John, put your name in for it, and you were like, no, someone else. And then finally, you've done it. You've got it. You could have been picking up for the draft for us for years now. You could just go every season. You probably would have won it every year.
Yeah, I this is the first time I've nominated myself because last year I nominated Rob, and the year before I nominated Tommy, and it's only been going for 3 years. So yeah, it's one of those. I thought from a club point of view, I thought, you know what, if anyone's got a chance of winning it for this club, I've probably got the best shot. So it's the best chance to get the club in the spotlight this year.
Well deserved. Well deserved. Tom, I can hear you typing away. Typing away. You just tell us because we're going to go in. We did have a nice segue into free agency news and all that sort of stuff, and then we reverted back to say, well done to John, very deservedly. Now we are going to move on with the show and free agency news and something about breaking news. Go on, tell us, Tom.
Yeah, I've just seen a tweet come in announcing the compensatory. No, that's the American pronunciation. Compensatory picks for 2026 ahead of this coming draft. Tom Pelissero says the Ravens have got 4 compensatory picks this year, along with the Eagles and the Steelers. But the top compensatory pick has gone to the Minnesota Vikings. We get the 97th overall pick at the top of the compensatory set in the 3rd round. So that will compensate us for the loss of Cam Bynum, Sam Darnold, Dan Jones, Patrick Jones, and Cam Robinson in the last offseason. Those are all offset by the gains of Will Fries, Ryan Kelly, Isaiah Rodgers, and Eric Wilson. But yeah, the calculations have all been done, and basically the Vikings have come out on top to get 1 compensatory pick at the very top, 97th overall.
It feels a bit like a kick in the teeth saying that's compensating us for losing the Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Super Bowl winning quarterback is a
overall
third
pick.
day. Okay. I mean, it's better than nothing. I'm not gonna say no to a free draft pick and hoist the banners. We've won the compensatory pick trophy, but let's just hope. Considering how we drafted for the past 3 seasons, let's just hope someone that we draft with that compensatory pick plays football. That'd be nice. Not even well, just play them. See how they do. Anyway, let's move into other free agency news. Again, legal tampering has officially begun. Tom, I'm coming to you because before legal tampering, obviously illegal tampering doesn't happen, but we were shed loads of cash over the cap, the salary cap. So we needed to shed some of that. Have we managed to get under the cap? What have we done?
Yeah, so about a week ago, or maybe just over a week ago, we were about 40 million over the expected cap for 2026. Teams need to be under that amount by the start of the league year, which is basically, I think, Wednesday. That's why this whole free agency thing comes into effect. So free agency opens on the first day of the league year, but teams are allowed to talk to players who are coming into free agency within a couple of days of that. But yeah, we needed to get under the cap, but also not just under it, but free up about 10, 15, maybe even 20 million to allow ourselves to make moves in terms of re-signing players, signing our draft picks for this year, and also any in-season moves that we might want to make. And so we made the move to, well, it was announced last week that the Vikings were intending to cut Aaron Jones and Javon Hargrave if they were unable to trade them. It looks like they have been unable to trade them. So those guys look like they're going to be cut from the Vikings roster. That'll save us about 20 million, I guess. Maybe not even that much, 15 million. But then they've also restructured the contracts of Justin Jefferson, Christian Darrisaw and Byron Murphy Jr. Those guys are still going to get paid exactly the same amount as they were before, but the money's been moved into the future from the 2026 season. Those deals haven't been fully announced yet, but that was the reporting. One deal that has been properly announced was the restructuring of TJ Hawkinson's contract. I don't think many of us were expecting him to stick around with the Vikings, but this move has saved us $5 million on the 2026 wage bill.
Everyone, get your TJ Hawkinson jerseys out for the last season because this is it.
Yeah, well, he wears my number. I've got to get a Hawk jersey at some point. And then the last one that is a saving that we've made is actually not a move that we made ourselves, but one that we all expected to happen, which was the retirement of center Ryan Kelly. He signed a 2-year, $18 million contract last year. He had $8 million guaranteed. So his retirement will save us about $10 million on the cap for 2026.
There's one more I think we've missed, which is
what have I missed?
Jonathan Allen.
Oh yeah, he was.
Yeah, June 1st designation I think is what's going to be, because it's a lot more cap friendly that way.
Yeah,
but it's really going crazy. Really screwed the pooch with these defensive tackle signings. The fact that both of them are gone.
Yeah, these guys they were supposed to be like Javon Hargrave, Jonathan Allen. They were supposed to be pass rushing interior defensive linemen. When that's not really what Brian Flores' defense was built to do. You need guys in the middle who are going to stuff the run in the way that Levi Drake Rodriguez and Jalen Redmond, who we'll get onto in a minute, were able to this year. They didn't really fit the scheme. Took them a while to get used to it. We saw a little bit of production later on from them, but yeah, Hargrave and Allen are on the way out, it looks like. Other players on the way out are, so far, the only ones that have been announced are, I believe, Jalen Naylor, who is going to be signing for the Raiders. He's going to be earning...
got paid.
He did $35 million over the next 3 years, $24 million guaranteed. So that looks like he's going to be certainly there for the next 2 years, unless he really fluffs things. And then Ryan Wright. He's our punter. He's on the way out. He's going to the Saints, 4-year contract, $14 million total, $8 million guaranteed. I know, John, you'll be disappointed that your chant will no longer be able to be sung by Vikings fans.
He's even more disappointed with the Saints.
But with that much money going to a punter, I can live with that. I was devastated when I heard the news, but then I looked at what they were offering him, and I was like, you know what, I'm happy to move on from that then.
That was my next question, actually, because I looked at it and thought, do people pay punters that much? Is that a thing? A 4-year deal on crazy money? That's weird.
If you're the Saints and you punt a lot, it's worth it.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point.
That's fair.
And my other question was, at the rate, who's going to be throwing the ball at Naylor next year? I can't remember who plays under center for.
Mendoza will be the number 1 draft pick, won't he? But he's not going to. But he's not going to play what the Raiders. So they've already said who they're going to draft, and they're not going to play him right away. So there's going to be someone random coming in, but not Geno Smith, because he's been released or being released.
Well, there's a lot of QBs hitting the market. Kyler Murray, old favorite Kirk Cousins. Who else? I'm forgetting all
brain slush from the Dolphins.
Oh yeah, Tua.
Yeah, that's a crazy move. So obviously, not crazy as in we can see exactly why it's happening. He can't play anymore, really. But the Dolphins are essentially eating, I think, $99 million over the next 2 years. So that's about $50 million per year that they won't be able to put towards other players. They'll be paying Tua when he's not even on their team.
Yeah,
or probably on any team.
And they just signed the backup from Green Bay. What's he called?
Malik Willis.
Yeah.
But he looked good in a very small sample size. He did look very good. He was heavily linked.
He's not going to look good there. No way.
No, well,
Is it Waddle
Then
that bust his knee, and if they dropped him as well? Like,
no, that's Hill. Hill's getting released, probably going back to the Chiefs. Waddle's still there. But what I can understand is after trading Jalen Ramsey for Minkah Fitzpatrick in a couple of pick swaps, they've today traded Minkah Fitzpatrick to the Jets for a 26 7th round pick via the Chargers, I think it is. So you've traded effectively Jalen Ramsey for a 7th round pick from the Jets.
Yeah, I mean, no one's going to work the Dolphins out. I think they are just trying to be bad and pick up a lot of picks over the next couple of years. That's the only thing I can put it down to, and then I'll probably have a full reset at that point. But what else is happening?
Next year's draft class is a QB heavy draft class. They look really good.
Yeah, and that's, well, to be fair, we picked up a good prospect QB in a draft heavy, QB draft heavy draft. Look what happened to us. So it never guarantees any sort of success, especially in the short term. Let's see how all that pans out. Eric Wilson's re-signed. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so he's re-signed for $22.5 million. It's amazing what will happen when you let a player go, bring him back, and they have an absolutely barnstorming year. So yeah, he's going to be earning about what's that? How does that work out? That's about $7.5 million per year, and $12.5 million of that is going to be guaranteed over the course of those 3 years. I don't know if he'll last that long, but it's $12.5 million. Maybe it's basically a year and a half of Eric Wilson. He has re-signed. He obviously beat out Ivan Pace Jr. For the starting linebacker role alongside John's friend Blake Cashman last season. And everyone was kind of thinking Ivan Pace Jr. would probably not stick around for 2026, but the Vikings have tendered him a right of first refusal restricted free agent contract. So what that means is that the Vikings have offered him a contract that essentially he has to sign unless he just sits out the year. But if another team comes in with an offer, the Vikings will have the right of first refusal on that. So we're offering him $3.52 million. Yeah, we have the right to match whatever deal any other team comes in with. Yeah, $3.5 million for a single year of Ivan Pace Jr. I'm pretty happy with that. That seems like a reasonable deal to me.
IPJ, my sweet prince.
For me, I really like the Eric Wilson one.
Oh, you said IPJ. Sorry.
I like the Eric Wilson one because it's finally the benefit of being a mid-market team, because Zach Vaughn had a very similar season for the Eagles. Big market, a lot of people looking around because of the big market, and his contract 3 years was double that of what Wilson's was. So we've got Wilson back on a still, really.
Yeah, I think it's partly his age. I think like Eric Wilson. Let me just double check how old he is. Yeah, he's 31, and how old is Zach Vaughn? He's 29, so he's got 2 years on Eric Wilson, which is a long time in the NFL.
I don't like all this age stuff. It scares me. I look up, players.
Don't worry, mate. You're not turning 40 next year.
TPJ, is it your 40th next year?
Next year, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I've got to get to 39 first. But
I think you were a day over 37 and a half.
Yeah, cheers, mate. So we've got some complicated exclusive rights or restricted free agency and exclusive rights free agency deals. Well, I say complicated. They're not complicated. People just don't know a lot about them. Ivan Pace Jr. obviously is the restricted free agent, and then Jalen Redmond, who I mentioned earlier, he is coming back as an exclusive rights free agent because he only has 2 accrued years in the league. We can get away with offering him just over $1 million to play for us for another year, $1.075 million. And I'm hoping that the Vikings will sign him to a proper extension. This was just to sort of guarantee that we get at least 1 more year out of him, even if he doesn't want to stick around beyond that 1 year.
Yeah. I did some reading today about tendered RFA, because obviously I'm a big Ivan Pace Jr. fan. Feels like the right thing to do. He knows the team, good depth, and that's one thing that we have always complained about, especially in recent times, is that the depth in our squad has been poor, and we've filled them with either undrafted free agents or decrepit, injury-prone players from other teams on fairly high salaries. So I'm pretty confident that IPJ is a good depth pick, especially at what is it, league minimum wage. I think that's pretty good decision to make. And one more piece of Vikings news: cornerback, and this is talking about people that butcher surnames. I read that 4 or 5 times and thought, no idea what that says. James Pierre is joining the Vikings from the Steelers. Is this another veteran rehab that we are trying to make good? Is this a good signing, or is it an average signing, or are we against this?
I have no idea. He only has 4 interceptions in his NFL career so far, but he's only started 13 games in his 6 years in the NFL. So I don't know. He's not necessarily a rehab project. He might just be he's a useful player to have on the team. Interesting fact, though, he's Lamar Jackson's cousin.
Really?
Yeah.
There you go. Football.
I said interesting, not fun fact.
Anyway, that's all the Vikings news, unless you've read Twitter in the last 5 minutes and something else has happened. But I think we're pretty quiet at the moment. We've done our business out of the blocks.
Yeah. Well, you say that. I feel like we've still fallen short of Chicago. I think Chicago have had a better start than we have.
Oh, why? What they've done?
They just seem to be electric in free agency. I'll get the signings up again.
Well, they've signed Garrett Bradbury. They've traded for him from the Patriots. What else have they done?
Good thing to do? We watched Garrett Bradbury many times.
We did, but he looked decent. He looked decent for the Patriots last year, and he's only cost the Bears a 2027 5th-round pick. So it's not cost them a lot, and he's not on a very expensive contract. The Bears also signed defensive lineman Neville Gallimore for $12 million over 2 years. They've signed Devin Bush, linebacker, $30 million over 3 years. Yeah,
and Kobe Bryant. Seahawks.
The biggest trade has to be Max Crosby, doesn't it? Really?
For 2 first-rounders. Yeah.
Would you have give up 2 first-rounders for Max Crosby?
Not to the Vikings, because I don't think he kind of would be worth that for the Vikings. But yeah, I think he's there to win a ring, and they've put their money on him.
Yeah, he's gone to the Ravens from the Raiders.
He's that missing jigsaw piece for the Ravens, and also but you've also got to remember they would have had to pay more than an AFC team because you're trading within the conference. You're always going to have a slightly higher price. I just feel sorry for Joe Burrow.
Yeah, he's getting smashed
6 times a year now, just battered.
Yeah. Have you seen the meme of Joe Burrow sat on the couch with the 3?
Not that. Are you going to give us anything we can use in this podcast, Tom?
Look, what? I'm not. Look, if you know, you know. I'm not asking you to put the picture up, but like if you know what the picture is referencing. But he's going to be going up against Max Crosby, Myles Garrett, and TJ Watt.
I mean,
the man is
3 of the best tackles in the league, really, isn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah, edge rushers. But yeah, he's. Prepare your backside.
I just don't know if the Ravens are one bloke away from glory, and to give away 2 first-rounders, I feel that's maybe an overpay. But anyway, I'll start running through some of the other big deals.
I was just going to say, people forget like value isn't just about how good a player is. It's often about how much the team is willing to pay to get him, and how much the team selling values him as well. But yeah, do you want to go through the rest of free agency?
I'll run through a few. Mike Evans going to the 49ers after 12 years with the Bucks. One of the players that I absolutely love, Mike Evans. Absolutely quality signing for them. I think he'll do well there. Seahawks running back Kenneth Walker signs for the Chiefs. Does that make them loads better?
I mean, I think it makes them a significant
huge.
amount better. Super Bowl MVP Kenneth Walker.
Oh, I'm thinking of their other running back. Which was the injured one that they had?
Zach
Charbonnet.
Yeah, I'm thinking of that one. Apologies, that's my fault. That probably does make them quite a lot better. Tight end Travis Kelce yet to re-sign for the Chiefs. Was it his last season?
Yeah, so
year
he's a
deal?
free agent. He hasn't signed a new deal with them yet.
So
Is he
what you're
going
saying is are they never ever ever getting back together?
God.
Okay, let's move
Fair.
on. Bears wide receiver DJ Moore traded to Buffalo. I think Buffalo needs someone better than DJ Moore. If I was brutally honest, maybe they
Bears
did
point
in the
again as
draft.
well.
Yeah.
Packers.
Packers QB Malik Williams signing for the Dolphins. So that means that over the next 2 years, the Dolphins will be paying a total of $150 million to play Malik Williams at quarterback, because obviously they lose $100 million by letting go of Brain Soup Tua, and
that's
we've
almost
talked about
That's almost Brown's numbers they're paying there.
Yeah, it doesn't make you feel good inside, does it? I mean, you might as well just give up. My daughter, what is she doing out of bed? Anyway, Raiders, we've talked about Max Crosby. That's done. Colts wide receiver Michael Pittman traded to the Steelers. Is that a good move?
I mean, he's obviously he's produced a lot over the last few years with the Colts. And if Aaron Rodgers, I'm pretty sure he's staying with the Steelers for another year.
Ooh.
Well, maybe we have yet to determine whether he is going to. But getting Pittman in a trade, if you got Pittman opposite DK Metcalf for the Steelers, I mean, you almost can have anyone throw into them, can't you?
I suppose.
It's a good thing that Alec Pierce re-signed for the Colts from a Colts point of view, because there was a point where it was like, oh, they will tag Pierce or put some sort of tender on him, and then he'll be traded to the 49ers, who were willing to pay $30 million a year for him. So
yeah,
it could have been a lot worse for the Colts.
The Colts are spending a fair bit on free agency this year. They're transition tagging Daniel Jones. He's getting $37.8 million for 1 year on the transition tag, and then, as you say, Alec Pierce getting $114 million from the Colts over 4 years. Obviously, that's slightly less than I think what you said the Niners were willing to pay him, but obviously to stay at the team where you've been successful, I think any player would take slightly less in that situation. Yeah. And then you've got Lions. Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say the Lions got worse, which is good news for us. Montgomery has been traded to the Texans, so their 1-2 punch has been broken up, which is good news for us.
They'll end up taking Jeremiah Love, though, won't they? You just know that's going to happen.
Of course they will. That's just.
There's no way Love makes it that far down.
What happens if they trade up?
It's the Lions, man. It's going to happen.
We'll see.
We'll see. Who else is on this list that you have
Ed Ingram
provided for us?
Well, yeah, you got the ex-Vikings at the Texans, Ed Ingram and Daniil Hunter. Hunter getting an extra $40 million to add another year to his contract with the Texans, and then Ed Ingram getting $37.5 million for his excellent performances this year. He's getting that over 3 years after proving it on.
What?
Yeah, he proved it on his Prove It deal. And now he's getting 3 more years for $37.5 million.
That the only way that Texans offensive line could have been worse is if it was in Cincinnati Bengals colours. It was not.
He actually played pretty well.
Ingram was probably the shining light on that Texans offensive line. If you're going to be nitpicky in that way, like I think that's the one.
Are you saying that we might have been the problem?
Yes.
We're always the problem with.
We haven't had a good offensive line
Always.
coach since Tony. What was his name? Tony Sperano.
Yeah,
Not
been
Soprano.
It's been a while. I wonder who's going to play centre for us next year. Anyway, let's move on. Who else?
The Packers are losing Rashawn Gary. They've traded him to the Cowboys for a 4th rounder next year, not even this year. The Cowboys also making moves in special teams. They've given a restricted free agent tender to kicker Brandon Aubrey. That's going to cost them $5.76 million for the year. The guy shouldn't even have been a Pro Bowler. It should have been Will the Thrill. So he's getting money for stolen valor, I think.
Stolen valor. Wow, that is a
big
accusation for a good kicker.
he was really good until we faced up against Will the Thrill, though, and then just fell apart at the end of the season. I'll see what a real kicker looks like.
Yeah, who else was on this list? Oh, Pickens has been franchise tagged by the Cowboys. Sort of expected that.
27.3. And then Travis Etienne, I think, is the last big one that the Jaguars lost him. He's gone to the Saints. Saints making a few decent moves in free agency. They're giving him $52 million over 4 years.
Who's the running back for the Jets that got tagged as well?
Breece Hall.
Breece Hall.
Yeah.
I heard rumors that we'd offered Etienne similar money to come to us, apparently.
Yeah, I could see that.
He was the one that I wanted, to be honest, because he's an exceptional pass blocker as well. With Jones going, you need someone who can pass, but also know CJ Ham.
Imagine a running back not wanting to come to our team. I mean,
well, when you get outshone by Jordan Mason and then dropped.
I'm just on about the way we use running backs, to be honest.
Well, there is that. Yeah, here's one touch every now and again when you should have had 20. Yeah, it's a bit of a mystery, our running back room. We'll see what happens in there next year. But yeah, I think that rounds it up, doesn't it? I think that's everything that we know as of 10 to 9 on Monday night. I'm sure some more stuff will come out as and when between Reece editing this episode and it going out, but that's our view so far. Let's move on to more Viking stuff. Fan club.
Well, I should probably say, if people do want to keep up with things, we often we post mostly on our Facebook group chat, and there's a bunch of other places. Well, I try and post as soon as I can over on these things, but you can always rely on most people to see to repost what they've seen on Twitter. So if you're on Facebook, feel free to join our Facebook group chat. But we also are on all the social medias. I'm sure Reece will run through those at the end of the show.
More former Viking news. Veteran Lowe to a 2-year, $12 million free agent contract with the 49ers.
Wow.
There you go. Anyway,
no name offensive tackle.
Let's move on to the fan club end of season awards. The results are in. They're in. The votes have been tallied. And Reece, I'm going to let you do the honours on this one because you did the counting, and I think that's deserved. So I'll pass over to you for the winners of Fan Club Winners of the Year.
Yeah, it only took me 3 weeks to find the time to then look and go, oh, well, these are all blowouts. Clear winners in every single category. The closest run was the Defensive Player of the Year. But it will start at the top. The Offensive Player of the Year, Jordan Mason.
Well done, Jordan Mason.
Well done, Tom, with that pick as well. And then Tom again with Eric Wilson for Defensive Player of the Year.
What can I say? I'm just an excellent judge of character.
Well,
talent.
Well, but when it comes to
character, I'll say I hang out with you guys. I'm not a good judge of character.
Let's say improving talent. That's myself with Dallas Turner.
Well deserved.
He's our Player of the Year. Rookie of the Year.
Can always pick the young ones.
Rookie of the Year. Donovan Jackson. So Rich and John, or John.
They're the ones who are good at picking the young ones. Yeah.
and Richard's refusal to pick someone else because
Well, he was the winner, so
he was the winner.
You had
However,
to get someone.
off-field personality of the year, big deal, Rich, with the
Oh, you did get that.
Harrison Smith suggestion. I mean, it kind of had to be, didn't it? Really,
Love you.
Yeah, I guess.
And then player of
Still
the
think
year.
Nutella should win that every year.
Player of the year, for some reason, people decided that JJ McCarthy disobeying orders was our player of the year. So, yeah. So, yeah, John picking that one out, I guess. But yeah, the gritty.
I mean, it did look good.
Though.
It did look
look good.
And JJ McCarthy had to win something last year.
It's when we wanted to emulate Peyton Manning, we didn't want him just to do one running touchdown against the Cowboys and all the interceptions. We wanted, the other Peyton stuff. So there's still time.
I've still got faith. Well, I mean, we have got a little bit of time before we have to close. So I'm gonna ask you a one-name question. John? I'm starting with you. QB1 for the Vikings next year. One name. We don't want an explanation. Just a name.
JJ.
Reece.
Kyler Murray up until Call of Duty comes out, then JJ McCarthy.
Okay. TPJ.
Kirk Cousins.
Oh, Jesus! That is brave.
Well, John already took my answer.
That is brave. You can say the same thing. We've just.
All right, JJ McCarthy then. saying JJ McCarthy. I think he needs a little bit more time. I still don't think he'll be perfect next year, but I think he needs more game, more snaps to. I thought we weren't doing explanations.
Yeah, well, I'm allowed to because I'm
Rich loves talking, doesn't he?
By the time Rich has finished his explanation, Geno Smith will have signed on the veteran minimum.
Exactly. Yeah, and then we'll have to watch that next year.
Oh,
I have been practicing I really am happy to watch Kyler Murray next year, face. But
the same one for JJ McCarthy, so it's fine.
It's like you're a character out of the you're a character out of the video game We Happy Few.
Anyway, I think that's it. I think that's our show. So
that's pretty much it.
I mean, I say that's it. We have given you nearly an hour's worth of quality content from expert reviewers of the NFL. But
just over 40 minutes.
We've only been recording 40 minutes.
Yeah, well,
of content.
Quality content.
When people say how long is it, I always overestimate. So I think we've done all right. Family show. Clear your minds. I think we've done all right. Just one more exceptionally well done to the International Fan of the Year. I'm going to say it again. Vikings International Fan of the Year, John Macdonald. Well done. Reece, I think I have to pass over to you to do all the bump.
Yeah. If you liked what you've heard or watched, then do rate, review, subscribe the podcast from wherever. We're everywhere. You've found us. Although if you're listening to us, then look for us on YouTube because you can then watch us too, and you can see why Tom makes comparisons to how we look like video game characters. But if audio's your bag, then of course do please also rate and review on there as well. If you want to get in touch with us, you can do so Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, Discord, or direct message on X. All the links are in the bio of the podcast. That's everything.
That's everything.
Next week, bit of breaking news before we go. Larry Tunsil's just signed a big new contract extension with the Commanders, and Gardner Minshew is joining the Arizona Cardinals.
G-Min. Nice.
Is that the QB search they were on about? Because they're going, we're in for a big QB search.
Well, obviously, Tyler's coming to us.
Minshew Mania is coming to Arizona.
I thought he was. Didn't he bust his knee at the end of last season?
Yeah, they all did. Everyone who played for that team.
Okay. Anyway, good luck to him. Like I say, Kyler Murray is probably incoming to the Vikings on a very cheap deal. So, again, I'm looking forward to watching Kyler Murray face. See how that goes. Yeah, it's been great. It's been great to catch up. Sorry, we haven't been online for a couple of weeks. It's been just a busy time for us busy people. Especially John. Again, Minnesota Vikings International Fan of the Year. Well done again. So I think there's probably. Are we all done? Is there anything else that we need to say? Anyone else burning desire for anything else to say?
Goodbye, gentlemen.
One last refresh. Yeah, goodbye, gentlemen.
Okay.
Goodbye, gentlemen.
That's been it's been absolutely smashing. Thank you very much for listening. Cheers. Ta-ra.
Ta-da.
Ta-da.
Ta-ra.